Good morning and welcome to Friday Live and Mail Call. Yeah, although I don't have a mail call today. And of course, we are coming to you from the beautiful, picturesque There we go. All righty. So, been a good week. Other than the fact one of my vehicles is back in the shop. Like I haven't spent enough money on it in the last 2 months. I get to spend some more. Although I did have a call this morning, they couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. So anyway, that's why I took it to the dealer so that they could figure it out. Anyway, and with me here today is, of course, our California contingent. I look like a bobblehead. How you doing, Lynn?
Doing good. Doing good. Got my hat on, but I don't know how long it's going to last. It is stinking hot out here.
Well, turn the AC up. It for once, it's not so hot here. It's let's see, when Lynn and I started talking about 45 minutes or so ago, it was 75. Now we're up to 80. So I'm sure we're going to be in the 90s before the end of the day. But that's just par for the course. And C and EI John is in chat. All right, so we will go ahead and include him. Where are we at? I was lose John here.
Rocky Top, you'll always be home.
As I said, John will not be up on stage with us. He is, I think, in Nashville. His father-in-law is having surgery today, so he's up there with that going on. And likewise, our other contingent, Colonel Cottonbelt himself, he is setting up for a train show today in Conway, Arkansas.
And I'm riding on the cotton belt railroad line in the pitching, rolling rhythm and noise.
All righty. So Jason is with us in chat as well, but won't be on stage. And Tammy and Ray are here. I'm going to jump down to them because of Tammy's comment. And tomorrow is the opening of college football season with the first game of the 2025 Division I season being Farmageddon. All right, my alma mater, Iowa State Cyclones, against the Kansas State Wildcats. Almost said Jayhawks. That would be University of Kansas. So that's at 11 o'clock tomorrow. Central Time. And so can't wait for it. I will be glued to the TV for sure. And let's see. So I know I have. Where is that? There it is, right there.
I've been working on the railroad all the livelong day. I've been.
There we go for Tammy and Ray. And let's see. Floyd was actually first in. Floyd is, I don't think he's still in. Today is the first day, I believe, or last night would have been possibly the first day of Sparky's YouTube meet and greet up in Ontario.
To Canada, it's a Maple Leafs Day. Canada, oh, Canada.
Whoops, I cut it short. Sorry about that. And of course, we have another one of my favorites here. And where he is right there.
Fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I want to fly like an eagle.
All right. You know, Chicago has 4 food groups. Can anybody name them? That is the quiz question of today. What are the 4 food groups of Chicago? And then, of course, next on the list was
Tell me about the good old days. Sometimes it feels like this world's gone crazy.
all right. JD's with us this morning. And of course, it wouldn't be a Friday without our celebration.
Say it's your birthday.
Happy birthday, John.
Birthday to you. Say it's your birthday. We're gonna have a good.
Happy birthday, John, as always. And let's see here. We should go right about here.
I'm not your baby daddy. I'm not your baby daddy. I'm not your baby daddy. I'm not your baby daddy.
Good morning, John. Mystic John. And let's see. Dave at DES Media Productions, my cohort in troublemaking. And I'm going to cut his because his is just real short. But Dave is the quietest troublemaker in our community. He doesn't have to do anything to get blamed for something. I love that. It's so funny. All right, and Greg is with us. So there we are.
That Great Northern Railroad, I live, I can grow old, and I left my dreams behind. it's on account of me. My kids won't ever have to see life on that Great Northern Railroad.
All right, as for Greg, and of course, for Mr. Ray Bertelson is with us as well.
Remember steam puffing, fire breathing, awesome 10-wheel locomotives, and the conductor's watch looked as big as one of my grandmother's biscuits. Yes, I remember you, Carolina, grand old lady of the South. I remember you as home.
And we get a little folksy here with the next one. And that would be for
The magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu.
and the next one is loved so much. And whoopsie, wrong button. This person cringes every time I play his. Right, Dave? All righty. So there we go. That's all everybody so far. What's that one for there, Lynn?
Did you catch that?
I saw you, yeah. I saw you holding it up. What? That's almost for like Dragon Junction.
Yeah, that's the flag of Scotland.
Oh, it is? Okay. Cool beans. Now, I mentioned I did not have any mail calls this week. But you may recall at the end of last week's Friday Live, I fixed the bi-level Rapido gallery car, and then got it on the track, and I didn't get it on right, and it derailed, and so what I did was I forgot to trim the couplers on that car, and what was happening is on the KD couplers, the little air hose things that are for the magnets were catching. So I trimmed those back and have not had a problem since. So I'll throw that up here. And you should see it right up there, over there, eventually. As soon as the motorman goes through its timing cycle. There we go. And it's been running all week with absolutely no issues at all. So now you can see there's three. I'm back to 3 cars. And there we go. All right. Anyway, I'll leave that run for a little while. Thank you, Tammy. And so it runs like a champ again. Oh, look who has decided to join us. All right. And wrong button again. Oops.
I'm late for a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late. No. I'm overdue. I'm really in a stew. No time to say goodbye. Hello, I'm late.
Joe, you're late.
Right on time. He's late.
Yeah, you're right on time. You're late. Cool. I think he did that on purpose. All right. Well, CNEI John, who was in the chat and has sent in, like I say, he's with his father-in-law. Look who else has joined us.
Morning, Jerry. So I want to go look for Boxcar. I mean, I went to look for Jerry, and it's actually under Boxcar. There you go, Jerry. Have fun at work. Does Jerry actually work?
Yeah, he makes cabinets, I think. He's a wood
Because it's
cabinet
like
maker.
anytime I go on the internet and I go on YouTube, there's Jerry. I go in the morning, there's Jerry. Go in the afternoon, there's Jerry. Go at night, there's Jerry.
Well, he's his own boss, so I think.
Yeah.
He'll correct me if I'm wrong.
Not complaining, but I mean, he's got more airtime than anybody.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
So
There's
you got
Andrew, Shortbread Express.
yeah.
Good morning, Andrew. Or should I say afternoon in your parts? Maybe. All right. I don't have a song for Andrew. He's on the list, though, to make one for. Excuse me. So, anyway, I was telling Lynn I didn't have a workbench Wednesday this week, although I am working on one, but it's fairly in-depth. And it has to do with this scene here. And in the model railroading vernacular, people would say you need a forced perspective. Okay. And every time I hear that, I always cringed. All right. Having some formal education in my major in college for my first 3 years was in architectural engineering. And quite frankly, there is no such thing as forced perspective. Okay. It's simply a perspective drawing. And in the architectural vernacular, it's architectural perspective drawing. And you have basically three types. You have 2 point, 1 point, and freehand. Freehand drawing, you're still going to end up with a 1 point or 2 point. You're just not going to come about it in the same fashion. So what I'm going to do in this Workbench Wednesday is this scene right here, and on the backdrop is I'm going to put in a perspective drawing. Now, a lot of people will use a picture, all right, and put the picture like looking down the road. And yeah, Dave. Even architects have rivet counters. Yes, yes. Unfortunately, this scene doesn't exist as it did back in the 60s, or the time frame of the layout. And the ice on house on the right wasn't there at all. How to downsize decals? What I do, I'll get back to the perspective. For Dwight, what I do is I simply will take the decal I want, or the verbiage or picture that I want. I will put it into, or actually, I'll draw it up. I'll put a text box in a picture, and then you can simply resize it as you would a picture. The other way for letters, words and so forth, would simply be to change the font and downsize. How to downsize decals, whatever you need. Almost every computer has some sort of picture editing software, like the one I have here is Paint, Microsoft Paint. And I mean, I just insert a picture and then resize it accordingly. And or you can drop it. You can do it in Paint, what you want, at a large scale. And then what I'll do is I'll take that picture and I'll insert it in Microsoft Word, and then I will resize it in Word, because it will give you the scalations across the top and left side, and you can downsize it from there. So that's the way I do it all the time. Boy. So anyway, I don't know if that makes sense to you or not, but that's the way I do it. So. Okay, so you don't have Word. You could still do it in Paint, which my Paint came with the computer. And let me try to do something here. All right, I am going to put up a picture.
You'll let me answer in a little bit.
What?
Dwight's asking, how do I do it? And I do it simple. And I'll give some really good examples.
Crap. What the hell just, oh, there it is. Desktop. App, window. There it is right here. And of course it did not show up. This is the same problem. I can't, for whatever reason, Dwight, I can't show it on my screen to you. I tried, but why won't it let me do that? Desktop, app window, Paint. No, it's not. Well, it's doing that, but it's not showing the background. shows my mouse, but it's not actually not showing paint. So that ain't gonna work. So whatever the reason is, Dwight, I can't show you. I was gonna try to show you how I do it. It won't work. Publisher, you gotta pay for it too, though. What does Lynn do? Lynn, what do you do?
Okay, I've been waiting. And I've got some examples.
Okay. Hang on. Let
Want to
me.
make me a little bit bigger?
I'm doing that. Hang on.
Okay.
There you go.
First off, I don't do decals. Decals just don't work for me. I have bought decals and I use them, and I use the decal soft or whatever it is you put over it, makes them fit down. I do something much more primitive, and I'll give you a good example. Most of you know Rick from Foss Bailey, Rick the Tree. A while back, he sent me a kit. See this on the back of the building? It's supposed to be faded. It's supposed to look like that. Then I got something else to share. A whole story on this one coming up. You may want to dedicate a half hour for this next one. I find a picture I like. I copy it. And then I put it in an email to myself. Why it doesn't work just by putting it in an email, I don't know, it's over my head. But I email it to myself, and then I hit print, and then I can large, small, stretch, do whatever, make signs, decals. My billboards, 90% of them are that. The other 10% are stickers people sent or something of that nature. But most of them are I copy from your website, from your YouTube channel, whatever your logo is. I print it, then I print it out. Then I sand off the back of the paper because I use fairly thick paper, and then glue it on there. Now, if you don't mind me taking a few minutes, my latest project from the movie Duel, 1968-69, Spielberg, where Dennis Weaver's driving an old Plymouth. This was white. I painted it, detailed it, tried to tone down the red. Is being harassed by a truck driver in a 55 Peterbilt. And all you ever see of the driver is his arm sticking out the window. On the side of the tanker, this was chrome and yellow. Not anymore. But it had flammable signs on it. Real hard to get that to focus, but you get the idea. And again, I found some that I liked, copied it, sent it to myself in an email, and then ran it through the printer and sized it down to it fit on the truck, sanded the back. In the movie and everything, the whole truck is grimy. It's, there's nothing clean or nice looking about it. And then glued it on there and then hit it with dull coat, and that's the results. So
yeah, that method works well, particularly for signs that you're trying to imitate being painted onto a building, as an example. And the key is using super thin paper. And what I used to use is tracing paper, and I would adhere tracing paper using tape onto a normal sheet of paper just so it would feed through the printer easier. Because it gets so thin, the rollers won't grab it to send it through.
I haven't tried that. I use thick paper. I mean, it's thick. And then I sand it down on the backside. And if I really want it
I
weathered,
still
like
say
that
even
the building,
even with the tracing paper or vellum, I still sand it to do the same thing because it'll put tiny holes in it, where the paint's rubbed through on the sign,
Yeah.
etc.
to make it
Yeah,
look
like
like
that. Right.
the edges are weathered and
Right.
coming off.
Yep. But by making it real thin, it'll lay in and then lay into the brick, as an example, better.
This one did pretty good. It doesn't show up on the camera, but the
Yeah,
bricks definitely bled through.
Right. And if you use like a real thin mixture of white glue, Elmer's, and use that, because you actually, in most cases, you don't want things to bleed through. In the case of that, you do.
Well, on the tanker, I thought about using the white glue, and I wasn't sure how that would work out. Since the tanker's already supposed to be grimy, brown, so forth, I just smeared on a really light coat of
Paint.
brown paint. I mean, real thin, but made it sticky and stuck in place so the corners all laid down, and then shot it with the dull coat.
Cool.
So, Dwight, that's how I do it. Like they say, there's more than one way to skin a cat, and I still don't know why you want to skin a cat, but anyways.
Absolutely.
Cat's not too happy about that.
So getting back to that.
Yes, to John's pictures or to your perspective.
Oh, yeah, let's go back to John's pictures. Even though John's not here with us on the panel, he did send me a couple pictures to share with the group of his progress on his roundhouse. And it's coming right along. And he does have each one of those sidings separately switched so he can isolate the power on them. And if we move in, now you can see that clothespin.
We'll switch the picture.
Yeah, I know.
There we go.
You can see the clothespin over there on the left, where he is, and 1, 2, 3 block, where he's gluing the brick wall on the inside of the bay there. So it's looking good. I guess his next stop will be to put the lighting in before he goes to work on the roofs and the front. So coming right along. I'll go back to that first picture again so you can get a bigger view. All right. Pretty cool. Wow. Look who has joined us.
Oh,
What's going on?
Thought you were at a train show.
Well, now I got to wait for them to open the doors. I just got here.
Okay.
But just to show you, I do have a little layout right here.
Uh-huh.
Oh, cool. All right, you got a Motorman on it?
Yeah, that one's got the Motorman. It's the LCC demo layout. So it's got like a whole bunch of signals and stuff on it. So I just run a locomotive on it. Just goes back and forth, and the signals are supposed to change, which they kind of do. So I've got to reprogram it because it was an old way of programming of me not knowing what I was really doing. And so now that I know what I'm doing, I need to go back and reprogram them. I just haven't done it because I only use this layout like once, maybe twice a year. So
I've come to the conclusion. I've attempted to work on the crossing signals, and it's just not made for a train to stop on one of those signals and then go again. All right, it's just not made for that.
So the crazy thing, you talking about like grade crossings or
yes,
like actual block detection signal?
Grade crossing.
Okay. So the trick to
signals.
it is if you're using photo sensors for each track, you need 4 of them. If you were using what the coil sensors, which is detecting current, you have to break it down into 5 blocks. And that's because as the train is approaching, so like you got block 1, block 2, block 3 is the grade crossing, block 4, block 5. So if the train's coming to block 1, it should trigger everything to go down. And then once it clears block 4, it should go up, even though block 5 is occupied. 5 and 2 work in the opposite direction.
Okay.
And so you have to program that logic for it to work correctly. And that's for every track.
Yeah, well, I'm not using block. I have block detection, but I don't have it set up that way or tied into these signals. I was just trying to use the IR.
The photo sensors.
Yeah, the IR sensors. And
you need 4 of them for it to work correctly.
Well, I've got 2 on each track.
So one on each side. Yeah, so you're supposed to have 2 on each side. And for it to really work correctly, you need one in the grade crossing itself, in the middle.
So, anyway.
That's something I can get with you on later.
Well, the other way of doing it is, like I said, it's not designed for a train to stop over a photo cell. Okay.
Yeah.
And so I just have to. And again, this was a test layout. All right. So I've learned what I needed to learn, so that when I get to the bigger layout, the way I have it set up will work. All right, so long, because it won't be stopping to go back the other direction again. It'll be through. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, anyway, and the sensors will be set up differently as well. As an example, you've got the tracks are set up to go east, west, and then both ways. Okay.
Right.
Both ways you won't be stopping, so it's just through. So you put them far enough away so it comes down before the loco gets to it, and it goes through. It blocks the other one before it comes back up, and away it goes, and no problem. The others you have to set up where, in the direction it's coming from, it's far away, and then you want the other one on the other side of the grade crossing, just after the grade crossing, so that when it comes and it stops, it's still over the last one. It's triggered the last one, so that when it finally clears, then the thing goes upright. So it'll work as I have it pictured. It's just that this one goes back and forth, and there's not the room. It's just not set up for going back and forth. It's set up to go through.
That makes sense.
Okay, related to your conversation, would either one of you be interested in this?
What is that?
Oh, no, can't tell what it is.
Yeah, it doesn't show up that well.
We'll read what it is so we can tell.
That's why I was having trouble.
Looks like a D-style signal.
Searchlight block signal. It's by BLMA Models. Looks like it's lighted. That's what it says on the back of it. Originally,
BLMA?
Yeah. Originally
That
$45.
those are nice. They're very detailed. Those are nice.
Either one of you interested in it?
I'll
You can
pass.
probably use it. You don't want it?
Nope, I'll pass.
Well, if you
So I'm actually so believe it or not, I am a distributor for custom signal systems, and so I get my signals directly from Richard Pacula out of Illinois.
Okay. Well, I'll take it, Len. Along,
So-
you got something else. You got something else
Yes.
that you were going to send me too. So just
Okay,
put them in
it's
the box.
going in the file.
Yeah,
Put it in
hey,
the file.
that stuff is. I'll put it this way. Now that Atlas has taken it over, the detail is not as nice as they were when they were BLMA. So
The story behind it, we did a show, thinking back now, 4 years ago or so. And one of our club members, he's just this way, he comes over and Len, you got to go see this. You got to buy this. You got to buy this. And I'm going, what am I going to do with it? It doesn't fit on here. Oh no, it's such a deal. Originally $45, priced down to $20, and I think I paid 10 or less for it.
okay.
And it's been sitting on
Wow.
the shelf ever since. I literally had to wipe the dust off of it before I showed you. And you guys are talking about block signals and everything. One of you is going to be interested in this. So now we know the guy down
Oh,
here.
yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, Lynn, I look at it this way. Since I pretty much robbed Steve the opportunity of getting that Rock Island Alco SRS3, I'll be kind enough to let him have this BLMA searchlight signal.
Oh,
Okay, that sounds fair.
that was my own stupidity. What I forgot to hit send, or I did something wrong. Because I mean, he hadn't spewed out the last words of the sentence, and I thought I was hitting the send button. So I just knew I was the first one.
Well, it wouldn't
That
make any
was
difference
wrong.
because it was a literal random drawing. I mean, I got the hat, cut everybody's name out, put it in there, shuffled it all up, had my wife, and I saw this big long name, and I'm trying to focus on it because I'm thinking it's going to be, somebody's name I can't pronounce, and reading it in my head, going, the train freak. It's Jason. Because in the video, you see me hesitate. It's like, I can't believe I just pulled his name out of the hat. So it was, you had
Yeah, out of the two people that really wanted that locomotive was me and Steve. So
I literally looked for a second one because if I could have found the second one, I would have got it and sent it to Steve. And I could not find another one. That was it.
You've sent me enough. Len. No worries.
There's been many times where, like, I've won a contest, but ironically, it's like the contest I won is the same person's contest that won mine, like maybe a month before.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like people are like, "Oh, yeah, but that is rigged. Y'all just pretty much give in to each other, yada yada." And I'm like, "No, it's not."
Jason, just so you know, I don't know if you can read comments or not, but Lynn called you
Colonel
Cottontail.
Yeah, that would be good on Easter.
Yeah. Well, there is no.
That means so, Lynn. That means I reserve all of the money eggs to myself.
So there is no lack of stuff to get rid of around here. I mean,
Boy, that's a nice refrigerator you got for your train room.
That's not a refrigerator. Those are all shelves. These are all shelves.
Oh my.
These are all shelves. That's a filing cabinet full of decoders. What all's in here? I don't remember.
Jason,
get it open.
You can run to the high mountains of California with a trailer.
Then we go the other way, and there's no shortage of stuff. Those are all trains up there. More trains, more trains.
Y'all should see all the stuff I brought. You know, the funny thing is, Amanda's in the vehicle right beside me. The trunk and the
You got
back
two
seat
vehicles?
of her car.
Oh
Yeah, we
my.
took two. Yeah.
Oh
The
my.
bed of my truck is full. The back seat and the trunk of her car is full. And then the only thing I have inside my truck is the layout, which is 12 inches, and I believe it's 6 feet long. And then I have a fan because you're in this big metal building and it takes forever for the air conditioning to work.
Yeah, they
And
never.
And
when
then
you get a
people are
lot of
bringing in
people in
trailers.
there, oh yeah, there's people with trailers. I don't know how well
Yeah,
you're
so
going to
the
be able to
big
see it.
doors. So the big doors get open. So
Yeah,
the air conditioning doesn't work right. Yeah,
exactly.
I've experienced that in the koi hobby before. So
Yeah, I mean,
I
there's
didn't realize. I did not realize there's a straight shot from Cabot across to Conway. I thought you would have to go down to
Little Rock.
40
Nope.
and then back up. Yeah.
So I kind of take the back roads to. Speaking of trailers, a guy just parked beside me on the other side. With the trailer. So I have to take the back roads over to a little town that's kind of in between called Bologna. But once I make it to Bologna, I mean it's US 64 all the way to Conway. And the nice thing about where the expo center is located, it's on the east side of Conway. So I don't even have to go into Conway. So
Oh,
it's
cool.
on the outskirts on the east side. Um,
That works.
yeah. It's not we got here in like 30, 45 minutes. And that's including me filling my truck up with fuel.
I remember Conway back in the 80s when there's just a couple gas stations and a fast food place right there. Was it 65 that goes up north?
Yes.
Or
And that has really grown.
I know. I drive through Conway now and I'm going, holy crap, this has changed a bunch. So, and it's not like we haven't been driving through it all the time, all these years. It's just, I finally realized, thinking back to what it was in the 80s. So,
well, like if I'm going to Branson, which is on 65, but once you get into Missouri, years ago, it used to route me over to Conway and then go up through the town of Greenbrier, which is just north of Conway on 65. But it has grown so much and the traffic is so bad that now it routes me up almost to Heber Springs and then cut over to 65.
on the south side of Greer Ferry?
Yeah. Cuts me. I don't know. Do you know where Rosebud is?
Yes.
Okay, so you go up to Rosebud and then you go due west. It goes through a town called Quitman. And then you come in and on the north side of Damascus.
Right. South of
Clinton.
Was it Clinton? Yeah. Because
Yeah,
Clinton is where I would
Clinton.
cut off. Yeah, Clinton is where I'd cut off to go over Fairfield Bay.
That is correct.
So.
And I think Dwight said his son lives in Fairfield Bay.
Really cool. And then that was when we were coming up from Texas. Now, when we'd come down, when I was in Chicago, we'd come down the other way and somewhere around Batesville, we cut across from Marston, due west, hit what is now turning into 57, before 57. Drive that down, and then somewhere around Batesville, we'd start up into the hills.
Yeah, Batesville, that would be US 167.
Yeah.
And then you would come into Bald Knob and hit the interstate.
I've driven through Little Rock twice, on my way to Memphis and on the way back from Memphis.
I'm talking about coming down the other. This is before there was an interstate.
Yeah.
Before Interstate 57 was there.
Well, it's always been US 67, 167, so it's been like an interstate, but they didn't designate it till I-57 until like earlier this year.
Well, it was not a controlled access highway when when we drove it. Okay, and then we cut up through the hills, and then cross over at what is it, Edgemont, Edgewater.
That doesn't sound familiar. I could be wrong though.
I'll tell you.
Well, if you're coming down 167, you would get off at Batesville, go up Ramsey Mountain, and then you would probably go through the towns of Deshay and trying to think what's the other town. I don't know that route very well, but that is the route that my wife grew up on because she grew up on the east side of Batesville, and
Yeah,
they
we
always went to Grush Ferry all the time.
we actually would cut off at Newport, go up 14 to just south of Batesville, I think.
Yeah, probably on Arkansas 14. Yeah,
Through Oil Trough, south of Batesville, down through Almond, Concord, Drasco.
There you go.
Into Greer's Ferry, and then cut north and cut across the far northeast end of the upper portion of the lake.
Oh, you're up in the Narrows.
Yeah. Well, on the east side of the Narrows.
Yeah.
Up 92 in the Greer's Ferry, then 16 across in the Fairfield Bay.
I bet you Lynn and everybody in the chat are like, what the hell are they even talking about?
I bet you're right.
Correct. You didn't see what I typed in. I kept waiting to hear about Hooterville.
Hooterville?
About Hooterville. Yeah, there you go.
Green Acres or something.
Joe hadn't heard those names in 25 years.
Yep, Joe, and I believe Dwayne from Fork and Spoon both used to work at the Air Force Base.
Right.
So I know both of them know the territory, because a lot of people that in the Jacksonville area, you go to the lake, you go to Heber, Grush Ferry Lake. Pretty big deal up there.
Yep. Do you remember? Well, you would have been just a baby, probably in the 80s, sometime around mid 80s. There used to be ICBM silos along 65 outside of Damascus.
I know where a few of them are at.
And one of them, they had a misfire, and one popped out of the silo, and was a big deal.
I do not remember it happening because I was born in '86, but I have read into it, seen it, and I know exactly where that silo is located, and it's not far from the Boy Scout camp.
Ah, okay.
Because the Boy Scout camp is up there too.
The other thing about Damascus was they had a bad tornado that came across 65. I think it was just south of Damascus, between Damascus and Twin Groves.
Yeah.
I mean, we were actually at Fairfield Bay at the time, so about 3 days later, when we left my aunt and uncle's, we had to drive back down 65, and we saw the path where it crossed. Holy crap! So,
yeah, they had one in the 90s that hit the Boy Scout camp, and for those that don't, if you can look it up, it's Camp Rockefeller, Gus Blast Scout Reservation. I remember it took the roof off the dining hall and tossed it out in the lake.
So Joe's the one that popped it out of the silo.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe used to be he used to be an ICBM controller.
A controller or a missile Mac?
I think he was a controller.
I knew a Missile Mac back in the day.
Now, Joe, if you ever come back down in this area, I believe your old desk is over in the museum in Jacksonville. It's not on the Air Force Base. It's in like downtown, but there is a military museum there, and the old controller is in the museum.
Well, I'm glad the warhead didn't ignite because we were within the blast radius.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would make the news.
Yeah, well, it made the news.
Oh yeah, it
That's not
made the
something you
news
can-
all right.
Yeah, that's not something you can hide.
No, and there's
Although
still
the Air Force-
documentaries. There's like documentaries on it, like on YouTube. You can look it up. But the silo was in Damascus, Arkansas.
Yep. Well, we've been going almost an hour, and they still haven't let you into the building yet.
No, they don't open the doors till noon.
Okay.
That's odd.
Well, I'll put it this way: the guy who's running the show, he is a retired Air Force colonel, not a lieutenant colonel, a colonel. So 06.
Full bird.
And yeah, bird colonel. And I will put it this way: he is on the clock to the second. If it is 11:59 and 59 seconds, he is not opening that door till it clicks 12:00:00.
He's like this.
Exactly.
Are there any club layouts there, or is it just?
Yeah. Yes, there are several club and personal layouts.
See,
So I know there's an in-scale modular club that comes out of Shreveport. I was told that they would be there. There is a Fremo modular club out of South Little Rock that's coming up. The funny thing about the Fremo club, they actually tried to get me to do the signal system on their modules. And when I asked them, I said, "Are you going to connect the modules the same every time?" Like, these guys had no clue how signaling worked.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh no, we'll mix and match every time we meet up." And I'm like, "Well, your signal system ain't going to work right."
Right.
And man, they got so mad at me when I told them that. And I'm like, "Guys, I'm sorry, but that's how it works.
That's life.
You got to,
Yeah.
unless you want to reprogram it every time you meet up, and that would be a headache for whoever's programming."
Yep.
Arkansas Lego Club, they're huge, and they always bring a Lego train module layout too. It's probably one of the biggest layouts is the Lego one.
Reason I was asking, on an average, it takes us about 8 hours to set up. And most of the shows, or almost all the shows that we go to, they open the doors at 9 a.m. And we're usually there until 5 or 6 in the afternoon on Friday. And
Yeah,
some of the
this
places
guy
will actually let you in Thursday afternoon to get a jump on it, because they want the modular clubs in and out of the way for the vendors to come in.
Right. No, he is pretty much 12 o'clock on the dot, but he's got a crew that helps, like a crew of volunteers that will help the vendors bring their stuff in, or will help the clubs bring their stuff in. So that way, and he's got a system, and it's a good system. So it's not like everybody's fighting, because once 12 o'clock hits, you go in, you register that you're there. You have to wait to be called to bring your vehicle or vehicles and or trailer to whatever door to help you unload. You were to unload all your stuff, and they help you move it to your tables, and then get your vehicles back in the parking lot, and then you can come and set your tables up.
Roy's here. It's time to go.
Yeah.
Hey, Roy. You do realize that it's time to go, right? We are exactly 1 hour and 20 some seconds.
No, 1 hour and 30 seconds.
30 seconds. 31, 32, 33. Well, guys, it is time to wrap it up. So, Roy, you're a tad late. I should play Joe's theme song for you. By the way, Joe is one of the guys in charge of in the world. So that is a scary, scary thought. And apparently, Rayron has a lot in common with them. So anyway. So where's Roy Eisman taking it? Roy is in Arkansas.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Well, Roy, there's a train show in Conway this weekend. Just saying.
Yeah, Roy, train show, Conway. Be there, be square.
That's right. It's Saturday and Sunday, so just saying.
Oh, he says he's home now. Okay, never mind.
Oh.
Sparky, aren't you? I thought you'd be busy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, guys, everybody, hey, I want to thank everybody for joining us here at the Retirement Railroad 2.0 Friday Live and Mail Call. And don't forget, y'all have a great day. See y'all.
Bye.
Hey, for those of you
Take
at
care.
Sparky's meet and greet, have a great time.
Absolutely.